I remember the time that Jesus renamed me. I'd always been called Simon. And yet Jesus wanted to call me Peter, the Rock. Yet, as we approached Jerusalem alongside Jesus on the last day before his crucifixion, it was abundantly clear that things were becoming tense. The recent resurrection of Lazarus was an amazing event that made clear the power and authority of Jesus. At the same time, it caused many to follow him, thereby angering many of the Jews in authority. I myself was convinced that Jesus was to be a great king, and I was willing to fight and even die for Jesus to help him ascend to the throne of Israel. As Jesus approached Jerusalem, he gave a cryptic command to two of us disciples to go into this village where we'd find a colt tied up. He was so specific, which made the request even stranger, that this colt, upon which no one had ever ridden, such an odd request for one who should be riding something much more majestic, much more royal. Jesus further commanded that we simply untie it and bring it back. If I asked, we were to say that the Lord needed it and would return it immediately. It took an act of faith for us to believe that the colt would even be there, but even more so, that the owner would let it go so freely. Yet when we arrived, everything was just as Jesus had said, even to the point of the owner asking why we were untying the colt. Unbelievably, they asked no more questions and let us go. When we brought the colt to Jesus, he sat on it. And as he continued to approach Jerusalem, the people began to spread their own cloaks and branches as though to make a path for the donkey and its rider to pass. They even began to sing praises of Jesus. Hosanna, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Blessed is the coming kingdom of our father David. Hosanna in the highest. Finally, it looked as if my faithfulness to Jesus was going to begin to pay off. Everyone else was finally able to see what I had seen for months. Jesus is the Messiah foretold in the Scriptures. Because I had been taught the Scriptures from a very young age, I recognized the significance of what Jesus was doing at this very moment. It was the exact scene that the prophet Zechariah spoke of when he said, "Behold, your king is coming to you, righteous and having salvation. Is he humbled and mounted on a donkey, on a colt, the foal of a donkey. His rule shall be from sea to sea and from the river to the ends of the earth." The pride welled up in my heart as I accompanied Jesus, my Messiah, but also my close friend and confidant. I just knew that greatness from Jesus would translate into greatness for those of us who had been his disciples. I believed that the moment had finally come when Jesus would assume his throne with me seated at his right hand. You probably know I still had a lot to learn about my Messiah.